Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and it's pretty clear to me that XRP is knocking out the competition. In particular, in the way that XRP is being positioned by Ripple as a bridge currency, because frankly, there is no other freaking solution to the train wreck that is the world of global cross-border payments, specifically when we're referring to the settlement portion of all of these transactions here. There is no other solution. Nobody else is even trying to do what Ripple is doing. It's astonishing to me. You would think that Ripple, like somebody would by now be trying to copy their business model or in their view, do it better. No, there's nobody else doing it, and there are reasons for that. It'd be kind of hard to jump in and do that at this point, especially if you're like launching your own cryptocurrency, and then there's the question is the security, and it's different times now. But anyway, there's this piece from the currencyanalytics.com titled "XRP Evolving the Process of Frictionless Remittance Fairly Well." There was also a comment from an XRP community member that tagged me, and he was asking about the idea of the government forcefully taking XRP from XRP holders or demanding that holders turn in their XRP. Kind of like what happened with gold in, I guess it would have been the 1930s, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't do a history refresh before recording this, so I'm just going to go with whatever's up in my noggin, but I think that's correct. So it's a fun point of discussion, so I do want to run through that. But before we go any further, if you would please ever so delicately tap the like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. And I also recommend that you get down with your bad self by subscribing to the Moon Lambo channel, because why the hell not? Who doesn't want to be subscribed to a channel with a name as stupid as Moon Lambo? Tell your friends. All right, let's start out with this quick. So I say with some amount of regularity that there's so many awesome things happening within the XRP ecosystem that we simply do not need hype. We don't need hype because the reality, although it is reality, is so cool that it sounds like it might be hype. It's like, it is amazing what's happening in terms of the adoption of XRP and the potential and all of this. And I say that, by the way, just want to be clear, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not have a financial background, so do not buy or sell because of anything that I say or read. I'm just sharing my everyday Joe Schmo opinion, and happy to share my opinion, but I just don't want anybody to think that it's some sort of thing that it is not. But there's just so much adoption that I when I see hype and I see dot connecting, I'm just like, come on, guys. Like, can we just not do that? Can we? So here's a tweet from Blockchain Barrister, who wrote, I see people in the XRP community saying the X on the new Visa card looks like the X in XRP, as in the XRP logo. Therefore, it must have something to do with XRP. Please stop being so desperate. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's not a word. It's ridiculous. Hashtag XRP community. I firmly agree with this. And you can see here's the actual logo. Here, let me put it up for those of you that feel like looking at your screen of whatever device you're on. There it is. So it's basically, it does look like the XRP logo except for sideways, basically, right? And so there's somebody in the community that wrote, sorry, but this isn't a coincidence. Ripple works with Visa. Literally, no way they aren't connected here. Use your brain, people. It's coming. And I read that, I'm like, no disrespect, and I really do mean that, no disrespect, but that is some serious dot connecting. There is no evidence of that, and they're not the only ones to use this logo. In fact, let me bring up one right here. So I responded with this, and I wrote, I shared this image. You guys see what this is? This is a hat from a company called Hurley. It is a sideways XRP logo. They've been around forever, right? And they make other stuff too. And so I shared this image, and I wrote, I was being a little sarcastic, but I didn't mean it in a mean way, though, just to be clear. But I wrote, this isn't a coincidence. Ripple and Hurley, literally no way they aren't connected here. Upside down smiley face. And there you go. That's a clear sign that Ripple and Hurley have partnered up. All right, shout out to Poochie for sharing me in this next piece here. XRP evolving the process of frictionless remittance fairly well. Ripple established in 2012 negligible energy consumption, they mean XRP, all ledgers closed without an issue since inception, and dedicated a team of world-class engineers. God, it's amazing to me that in 2020 people are still conflating Ripple and XRP. Now, I expect it from Bitcoinist.com and NewsBTC.com because to me it seems pretty clear that they got to be doing it on purpose at this point. Like, they're not actually stupid. It's just they know who their audience is, right? And so their audience doesn't want to see them to stop conflating the two. But anyway, XRP has a 7-year track record of sustained and stable technology. Its governance makes it ready for institutional and enterprise use. And indeed, it's actually being used. XRP is being used today in enterprise software, which is kind of astonishing. It's actually being used in real-world payment flows. And what is it today? I don't remember the exact percentage off the top of my head, but is it 15 or 20%? It's something like that of payment flows from the United States to Mexico are taking place utilizing XRP. That is staggering. On-demand liquidity has only been out for, close to a couple years or so, right? That's astonishing, and that's just one quarter. Wait till it continues to ramp up further. I think that utility matters and will win the day, so if it keeps going like this, I will not be surprised if we see rather positive price action as a result. But the XRP ledger is able to settle XRP transactions instantly without having to pay for energy costs associated with proof of work or mining, which of course is antiquated. You don't even need mining at this point. You're just talking about the distribution model. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sorry. I don't know. That's just a phrase people say. I'm not sorry. There's a better way to do this. There we go. I'm going to start saying that. I'm not sorry. There's a better way to do this. This is indeed a green and sustainable option for money remittance. Because you look at it this way. Eventually the last Bitcoin will be mined. And even if it's over 100 years from now, which apparently it's going to be, okay, well, then it's dispersed, so whether he did it then or the way that Ripple's doing it, it eventually gets out into the wild. Who cares? I don't care whether it's mining or it's created at inception and dispersed some other way, but mining, I'm sorry. No, I did it again. I am not sorry, not one bit. There's a better way to do this, okay? But, different events and hackathons are organized by Spring. Further, the Spring meetups give developers a chance to network and collaborate on different projects. For those who do not know Spring, it is Ripple's initiative facilitating an open developer platform for money. Ripple also builds software for the financial institutions to make it possible for frictionless cross-border payments. And also, Spring provide support for the core technologies which power Ripple solutions while providing tools, services, and programs for developers. And that's why Ripple is endlessly impressive. So not only are they taking on their own individual use case, positioning XRP as a bridge currency, but they're doing everything they possibly can to make sure that the XRP ecosystem is healthy. And this shouldn't be surprising given that they're the largest stakeholder of XRP. And that's why to all the Bitcoin maxi trolls out there that just say, yeah, look at Ripple, they're the biggest bag holders, they're just going to dump on you. And first of all, their actions say no. I'm going to listen more so to what they do rather than what they say. But if you just think logically through it, that would be so short-sighted. They could turn this into something that is absolutely world-changing, and that's what they're working towards, the Internet of Value. But dumping the XRP, it'll just lose its price. The investors lose confidence. Who knows what the hell happens? It would be stupid. It is not in their interest to do that. And so, you have to have some major trust issues with people and family and friends in life to think that this is something that is worth. That's my humble opinion. Now, to anybody that does have a problem with that, of course, then it's not for you and stay away. I have no beef with that, but it's come on. Now, let's jump into this tweet from Arthur Capone. And Arthur, thank you very much for tagging me because I appreciate the question, and it actually really is a fun thing to think through here. And so Arthur Capone wrote, Moon Lambo, look up the history on the United States government's Executive Order 6102 that FDR signed into law in 1933. The policy forbade anyone from hoarding gold. Couldn't something similar occur if more XRP pegged to gold or not is needed for on-demand liquidity than the Fed currently holds? And so it is certainly true. And it's funny enough that he brought this up because within the last, 4, 5, 6 weeks, something like that, I actually had a video, and I had a little refresher for myself before recording, and I didn't do that today, but I actually was talking about the history of this because there was the whole thing, for the whole Charlie Ward thing I'm sure many of you are familiar about XRP being backed by gold, which is completely bogus. It's obviously not. And so it is indeed the case that United States citizens at some point actually were legally required to turn in any sort of gold holdings, right? And so I responded as follows, and I didn't completely understand, to be honest, exactly what he was talking about, so I did need a little bit of clarity. And so I wrote, "Hi, Arthur. I might be misunderstanding you, but there is no evidence I'm aware of that the federal government owns any XRP. Also, the United States dollar is not and never will be backed by XRP, so the comparison doesn't make sense to me. Apples and oranges. And before recording here, I checked the thread again, and Arthur had responded, so I hadn't had a chance to write back here. But Arthur wrote, clearly the worry is either that, one, the government mandates us selling XRP far below what we were hodling it for appreciation-wise, or two, they somehow just take it. XRP was designed to be held by financial institutions, not civilians, correct? Food for thought. Well, I'm very glad you asked that, because I love thinking through stuff like this. So the government, as far as the government mandating us selling XRP below what we were hodling it for appreciation-wise, I'm not sure where this is actually coming from. I've seen people in the community talking about this, and I have to say, and I don't mean this in any sort of disrespectful way to Arthur. I appreciate when somebody's just trying to like get to the truth of any matter, but it is complete nonsense. Just to be super clear, because there's no reason that they would specifically target XRP for any specific reason, no more so than they would target, your I don't know, pick an item, your car, or your pet dog. Or maybe you've got a llama. They're not gonna mandate that you turn in your pet llama. Okay, like it's not gonna happen. And so I think that and again, I don't know where this stemmed from, but it is like the concept is silliness, and I appreciate Arthur like seeking to get to the truth of it. So don't have any fear on this, Arthur, if you're listening. Like, it's not going to happen. The reason that it happened ultimately with gold, I'm not going to it'd be outside the scope of this video. I actually did talk about it somewhat recently. Maybe I can talk about it more in the future. I just don't want this video to go too long. But, understand that the United States dollar was backed by gold. And so it was a whole different setup. XRP is not backing the United States dollar. There's no reason that the government would want to come after that. Like, you'd have to articulate a reason to me that it would be desirable for them to seize property, like that. And I understand that technically there are ways that you can do it. Oh, what's it called? Eminent domain. Like, you could do it with land if there's some sort of public reason the case can be made, and whether you think that's right or wrong, that technically can be done. But outside of eminent domain, off the top of my head, I can't think of any instance where they can just outright take a legal property from you like that. There would just be tremendous outcry, and just the implications of that. And so I can't think of any reason that would be logical to have that concern. So if I'm missing something, I guess, Arthur, I'd say let me know where the concern is coming from and why it's perceived by anybody that it might be logical that they'd want to take this. And then as far as number two, you wrote the government, they somehow just take it. XRP was designed to be held by financial institutions, not civilians, correct. Well, first of all, they can't just take it because you're the one with the private key. If it's, I don't even know what that would even look like if they even tried. Good luck hunting down all the private keys throughout the entire United States. So the answer is no. I can't even imagine what that would look like. They would fail. It would be outrageously expensive, wasting, they're good at wasting tax dollars in general, but it would be a massive waste of tax dollars. And no, XRP actually was not designed to be used by financial institutions. It was actually created just to be a better Bitcoin. And when it was created, it's a funny story. David Schwartz, co-creator of the XRP ledger itself, he said that when they created it, they were just trying to make a better Bitcoin. There was no intended use case. They're plain and simple. They just wanted a better version of Bitcoin. And so that's what they did, and they wrote the code from scratch. It just so happens that XRP is now being positioned to be used as a bridge currency by Ripple, but there are other developers seeking to use it for other purposes, and actually being like Coil's using it today for settlement right now. So, that doesn't have anything to do with institutions, using it as a bridge currency. And so no, it was not designed for financial institutions. If anything, it would be easier to argue that it was designed for civilians, because Bitcoin was designed for civilians, and XRP was just designed to be a better Bitcoin. So if anything, it would be easier to make the case that XRP was designed specifically for civilians. But no, they could, technologically, they can't take it from us. There's no incentive to do that. And so I would love to know where all of this came from. But because I have been seeing this in my Twitter thread, and it's just fear not, Arthur. It's fun to think through, and I do appreciate you tagging me in this. I genuinely mean that. But yeah, it's not happening. It's just that sleep easy. Like this is not. If somebody could tell me where this came from, though, I'm very curious, because I've seen multiple people bring this up. So I thought, well, I'll talk about it in a video. But everything's good. All right, that's it for this one, though. I better wrap it up. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Nambo.